This clip is sponsored by Wash and Go, and that can only mean one thing. That's right, I'm surrounded by a sea of green. By now you should know that Wash and Go is the best way to look after your luscious locks. I mean, look at what it's done for mine. Fantastic. But you don't have to take my word for it. Just look at some of the 600 plus unreal reviews on their Amazon page. Linda from the United Kingdom says, well, it smells lush and leaves hair smelling fresh. Fantastic, Linda. Kindle customer JSB says, product arrived as advertised. Always very important. Always important to know that, Kindle customer JSB. And finally, my personal favourite, it's shampoo and it works for me. Absolutely fantastic there from Casey. It is indeed shampoo and also a conditioner. If you want to get your Wash and Go today, then hit the link in the description and get your bottle sent to you today. And remember, it's a shampoo and it works for me. Enjoy the clip. London combined 11, so not like Arsenal and Spurs, any team in London. So that includes, well, it can include Leyton Orient, they won't get anybody, but that includes West Ham, Brentford, Chelsea, obviously, Arsenal and Spurs. Hi Mark, I'm a Chelsea fan. Just wondered how you rate our chances in Madrid, says Ben. You know how I rate? I would go with Mendy. Despite his mistake in midweek, I'd go Mendy there. Mendy easy next. Yeah, Mendy's name's coming out a lot there. So who would you go as your right back? You've got, I mean, can you go with Tomiyasu? Has he played enough football? Reece James? Would you go with, you're not going to go West Ham, you're not going to go Palace, you're not going to go Brentford. You're going to go Spurs. You're going to go Reece James again, aren't you? It's going to be a Chelsea player quite comfortably. And I would agree with that. So Reece James and Mendy, good start for Chelsea here. Let's go left back. So left backs, who have we got as a shout? London 11 we're doing here at the moment. No divisive ones yet. Left back, you've got Kieran Tierney at the Arsenal. I'll give you him even though he's out for the season. Chilwell, if he's fit. Alonso maybe. Reguilon. I don't think Palace have really got anybody. Cresswell at West Ham. Brentford haven't really got anybody. I think you'd have to go with Kieran Tierney or Chilwell, wouldn't you? Who would you go with? It might be our first. In fact, it's going to be our first poll. There's a few of both in there, so we'll chuck the poll in. It is your London 11. Remember, I don't even really go for the deciding vote now. I'll just go to a poll. Tierney or Chilwell. Get voting in the chat. Please do subscribe, by the way, bottom right hand corner. Get involved with That's Football. You're very welcome. Big weekend on That's Football. Big week, actually, because we've got the Champions League. Obviously, Real Madrid-Chelsea on Tuesday. Tomorrow afternoon at 4 o'clock, it's the Liverpool against Man City game. You can join us live for that on this channel as a watch-along. And tomorrow morning, if you're into your Formula 1, I will be rising nice and early for a 6 a.m. race start in Australia of the Formula 1. Leclerc is on pole. Russell, Hamilton and Norris all 4, 5 and 6. Some people are saying Mitchell. I wouldn't put him ahead of Chilwell and Tierney, to be honest with you. I think Chilwell's going to win it, you know. I think Chilwell's going to win it. Anyway, what about your centre-back pairings while that's being voted for? Who would be your London centre-back pairing? I think Rudiger's got to be considered. Some people would say it should be Rudiger and Thiago Silva. Could you make a case for Gabriel or Ben White? Could you make a case for Ogbonna? Could you make a case for Romero at Spurs? Could you make a case for any Crystal Palace centre-backs or Brentford centre-backs? Or where, you know, who would you go with? Yeah, Chilwell's winning the left-back one, I'm afraid. I probably would have gone Kieran Tierney, but Chilwell's won it. So at the moment, a London 11 consists of Mendy, Reece James and Chilwell. Chelsea are dominating it here. Your centre-back pairings, I think, I'm just having a look at what we've got here. Gabriel and Rudiger's getting a few. Romero and Rudiger's getting a few. Zuma is getting mentioned. Zuma and... let's have a look. Mark, how about UFC 273 watch along? Would love to watch you react to knockouts, says Jazz. Yeah, but they're always on at stupid times, aren't they? Zuma and Catwoman. Rudiger and Romero is coming out a lot. So we'll go Rudiger and Romero. Mark, it pains me to say it, but United are finished, says Alex G. We're at a low point. We are at a low point. I said this in January. I thought we wouldn't get top 4, and a lot of people said you're wrong. I said we won't get top 4, and I think we're going to get worse from this point. And we are. We're not getting top 4, and we're getting worse. Whether that can change any time in the next 12 months, I don't know. We could get worse next year, no matter what. Is there an 8 PM show today on the United Stand, says Romeo? I'm going to do a show, but it's probably going to be about 15, 20 minutes, and I'll probably do it sort of like 7:45 or something like that. I haven't decided what I'm doing yet. I'm just trying to get through this next bit. Hi, Mark. Just joined. How's the game been? Domination from Villa after Spurs' early goal is the best thing to say, MR. So, we're doing a London combined 11 at the moment. Mark, Watford are also in London, mate. Yeah, I've not forgotten J4C, but you're seriously trying to get a Watford player into this? I was trying to be respectful by ignoring you. If you want me to expose the fact that you're not getting anyone, that's fine. So, we've got Mendy and goal, Reece James, Rudiger and Romero and Chilwell as your London 11 back 5. Who's your holding midfielder? We're going to go holding midfielder, number 8 box to box, and an attacking midfielder, 2 wide players and a centre forward. Holding midfielders. I suppose you've got Declan Rice, Højbjerg, Jorginho. I don't really feel Kante's a holding midfielder, so I never say that. Who else? Arsenal's. You've got Partey or Xhaka. Kante is not a CDM. I really find it quite frustrating when people put Kante as a CDM because he's not. He's not. I would say Kante is more number 8 than number 6 these days. I don't see Kante in front of the back 4, taking the ball off the back 4 and just staying there. I don't see that as Kante anymore. I see him as far more energetic than that. So I would actually say if you want Kante in the team, he's got to be your number 8. Højbjerg, says Teddy. I think it should be Højbjerg or Rice, to be honest with you. That's what I would go. And Rice has actually won it quite comfortably. So Declan Rice is the holding midfielder. Now, number 8, this is where you can put Kante if you want. You could put Bentancur of Spurs. I'd agree with that. You could put Souček of West Ham. You could put Partey of Arsenal. Would you put Conor Gallagher here, or would you put him as more of an attacking midfielder? You could put Kovacic there as well. Now Kante comes out. Kovacic is underrated, I agree. Kante as a midfield 3 ain't bad. Sissoko, says Bradley. Rice, Kante and Odegaard, says Matthew McFadden. Kante's won that. So we've got Rice, Kante. Who's your attacking midfielder then? This is where you're going to have people like Odegaard. You could probably put Mason Mount there if you wanted to. You could put... I think you could put Conor Gallagher there. You could put Eriksen there at Brentford. You could put... I'm trying to think who else you could put there. Yeah, I'd probably say it's Mount. I'm going to run a poll on this because I think it's a good one. So we go Eriksen. We go Mount. We go Gallagher. And we go Odegaard. Either or. That's a good one, that is. Get voting on that one. So we've got Rice. We've got Kante. We're looking for a number 10. Who are you going to have as your left-sided attacker? I've got to try and think of all these clubs now. So, Pulisic, Son. It's going to be Son. It's going to be Son, isn't it? Let's be honest. It's going to be Son. I can't see. If you can see an alternative to Son off the left-hand side, people might say Smith Rowe or Martinelli, I suppose. But I think it will be Son. It is Son. Right hand side. So off the right hand side, you've got Kulusevski, you've got Saka, People like Ziyech, I suppose. You've got Bowen at West Ham. You could put. I mean, you could say Zaha at Crystal Palace as well. There's a few. In relation to the number 10 position, Mason Mount at the moment has 32% of the vote. Eriksen's got 26%, Odegaard's got 24%, and Conor Gallagher's only got 18%. So Conor Gallagher, a lot of people said, "Oh, he's got to be in it. He's got to be in it." I don't think he is in it because he's lost out to Mason Mount there with 32% of the vote. I'm going to run a poll on this one as well because I think it's the last interesting position in this team. So what do we have? Saka, Bowen, Kulusevski. Who else did we have in here? Okay, so you've got Saka, Bowen, Kulusevski or Zaha who can play off the right. Striker, Antonio, lack of threat. Ivan Toney, Edouard, Ayew, Havertz, Harry Kane. He should have had a shout in the poll when fit. There's a few people saying Havertz, but surely it'll be Harry Kane. Ezzy should have been put in the poll. Yeah, we've had that from Joe Cullen. Thank you very much. Players are coming out to come here. Harry Kane has won it quite comfortably there. So we're just waiting on our number 10. But the team so far is, for a London 11, Mendy in goal, Reece James, Romero of Spurs, Rudiger of Chelsea, Chilwell of Chelsea, Rice of West Ham, Kante of Chelsea, Mason Mount of Chelsea, Son of Spurs, Kane of Spurs, and Saka of Arsenal on the right. Manager, I would imagine, I'm going to let you run it, but there's only two for me. It's Tuchel or it's Conte. You can decide. It's Harry Kane up front, by the way. Just about to start the second half here. I enjoyed that. London 11 was good. We'll have to do that a little bit more often. Maybe I wouldn't want to do a Manchester 11 because United get annihilated. But we could do like a Northwest 11 and all that sort of stuff, or a Midlands 11. But the London 11 is good. So we've just started off the second half here. I've got the timer on the screen. I enjoyed that one. Make sure you smash a like on the video and subscribe. Interactive as ever. Your London 11 is, and there's a good mix. There are Spurs players in there. There is an Arsenal player in there, and there is a West Ham player in there. 4 teams represented in a London 11 with Mendy in goal, Reece James, Rudiger, Romero, Chilwell, Rice, Kante, Mount, Son, Saka, Kane, and your manager would be, it's a little bit close in the manager poll. I'll give it a minute or two. It's a little bit close in the manager poll. Tuchel's got 53% and Conte's got 47%. I wouldn't like to say between those two. I think I probably would agree with the poll. Tuchel's moved to 54%. I do like Conte, but maybe Tuchel would get it for me. Vieira, says Morton. Well, maybe in a few years we might come back to Vieira, but I think at the moment you'd have to go with Tuchel or Conte. I just got called a glory supporter by somebody. How can you be a glory supporter, mate? Have you seen the league? And my age. Man United weren't very good when I started supporting them, and they're not very good now. I had the glory in between. My decision was already made, and I have to stand by it. Hi, I'm Mark Goldbridge. That's the end of the clip. I'm sure you enjoyed it. In fact, I bet that's the best clip you've ever watched. So there's no reason not to subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon so you never miss a clip again. In fact, smash a like on the video because we all know only legends like videos and you are all legends. So please smash a like on the video and we will see you again on the next one. Thank you very much for watching as always.